I make recommendations. I also dress up for the month of October. So grab your popcorn and your drinks. Press the subscribe button. Like this video. And let's start with the show. Freddy vs. Jason is a movie most people were waiting for at the time. And I'm sure we were very curious to see who would win this battle. And this is my first time watching this movie. Only because I was afraid it would be horribly like crash and burn. And with moviegoers, I was wrong, and it had everything I ever wanted. And I will put away my judgmental side, because I could shred this movie to pieces if I try to think like most film students were taught to review movies. And sometimes I say BS to all that crap for cinema that are just made to simply enjoy during Halloween season. So let's start with the summary, shall we? Freddy is forgotten due to the fact that the community is forcing children, which is a joke, to go to a mental hospital and cross out all his name all over the newspaper, which is a great idea though. And the police and the doctor make sure he's erased from all sorts of ways. Basically, they sacrifice the little fish to save the big fish. Then Freddy goes into Jason's dream to wake him up, and that way people start mentioning Freddy's name all over again until he gets his powers. So then the killing begins, and we all know how the killing starts by most famous scenes of every slasher movie. Is it, you know that what that is? The sex scene. And now let's really start with the pros and cons of this movie. Pro? It's a Freddy vs. Jason just by the simple title of reason I decided to watch this. I love slasher movies, especially for Halloween season. It has enough gruesome to make you say, oh no, but not so much like the Saw movies, even though I love those as well. And moving on to more pros, it has all the good parts of a horror movie. And I know I mentioned this a lot in my previous videos, but there is a checklist for every horror cinema genre. And let's summarize. Killer, check. A Romeo and Juliet, blonde chick and the guy, very checked. A stoner, checked. Cop, checked. And crazy family member, check. Minority, I only say this because no matter the color, we're all the same. By the way, I'm Mexican and I am proud to say it. And continuing with my list, sex couple, obviously, and a bunch of strangers, mostly from a party. Another pro is the graphics for 2003 movie isn't too shabby. They do not seem too cheesy or fake looking. Talking about cheesy, the acting is more than average because what makes the movie watchable. For example, the blonde chick who's the main character has some funny faces, but what made the movie even more richer adds to your line of slasher genre movies. Last thing I can say is they brought some of the old Freddy moves into the scene with the sonar, and I thought that was actually cool. A little weird, yet cool. And let's talk about the cons for this movie, which I will try very hard to not judge or destroy because I did enjoy this. And they had a great idea to put these two into one film, but Freddy did not do justice. He did not scare me at all. They made him seem to be funny, cocky, plain weird. And too many close-up of his face and I could see it all. I knew he usually done this in of his movies, but you could hardcore tell it was like makeup done, like looked very plastically. And I've seen better Freddy movies that makes the face seem more burnt. And another point is when the first guy gets murdered by Jason, his reaction to being scared is a tad late and very much funny face. And no wonder he had to go out first. And the whole movie, if watched very carefully, some scenes do not make sense. But guess what? I don't care. Because we have the fight between Jason and Freddy. And I'll tell you, I prefer Jason over Freddy. You want to know who wins? Go ahead and watch the movie. Moviegoers, if you have seen my previous videos, which you can go ahead and click, I tend to bring out a message from movies to learn something from them. But it's Halloween season, and I'll just say this, enjoy it. It's just meant to keep the spirit of Halloween alive as much as possible, because nowadays everyone gets sensitive about literally everything. And alright, moving on to the last part of the show. Who shall I be recommending it to? 1. Do you love slasher movies regardless of the average acting? 2 want to see Freddy and Jason get down. And 3 over the age of 17. Even though don't think high schoolers should watch this movie. Gives them a lot of stupid ideas. And basically, yeah, that's it. If you checked all 3 boxes, well, then you are set to watch this movie. Or who cares what I think? Go ahead and watch it for Halloween season. And I will give you my rating either way for this. It's gonna be a 7.5. Yes, it's average, but it's good enough for Halloween. And alright, I'm no professional screenwriter or critic. Let's agree to disagree down below in the comment section. Like this video, click this flashy sign, and I'll see you in the next show.